Hi, I'm Trish with Color Coach. Today we're going to be using our new mushroom fall shade that is new to Color Coach. We will be launching it soon. This is my model Caroline. I'm going to be using the Shinefinity by Wella today. And as you can see, Caroline has been doing some highlights over the summer. And what we're going to do is I'm going to add a few, brighten her face up by adding just a few folds in the front. And then we're actually going to take her back to her natural color and just give her more of like a lived in, and then we're going to gloss her ends. And I think that's going to kind of transform us from our summer to our new fall colors. And then that way when Caroline is ready to go back blonde in the springtime, it will be pretty easy just to throw some more highlights in there and lighten it back up. So I'm going to be adding just a few foils to Caroline's hair. I don't want to do too many foils because the whole point is to kind of get her back to a fall shade. So this is my sectioning. I'm doing a little triangle at the parietal ridge, and then really only about 1.5 inches wide in the front. We're going to add a few foils in a diagonal, staying away from these hairs right here, her little baby hairs. I don't want to get those into my foil in case she wears her hair back. Slight tease. Then when I take my next section, still on a diagonal, I want to leave a little bit of depth in here, so I'm going to kind of tease at an angle. Still leaving this depth in the back. So my foil is kind of going like that, my lightener. Okay, our next section is going to be this parietal ridge, and in the front in her money piece. So as you can see, I took a rectangular square section in the front. My next is going to be here. Now some clients, they are like thin in this area, kind of have like a receding hairline in this area. So what I like to do, if they are that way, is I really like to leave that depth there. And I would just skip that area, so that the last thing I want is to add highlights in an area where the hairline is already weak, and it will appear to make it look thinner. But on Caroline, she definitely does not have that. So we're going to come in, my next section will be right here, and then right here, right here. These will be little slices and weaves. And then my last one, as you can see, will be her widow's peak. It will be her widow's peak, but it'll be on an angle so that she doesn't get a line there. Okay, on this will be my last sectioning in the front of Caroline's hair. And if you notice, she has a pretty good willow's peak and a little bit of a cowlick in the front that tends to kind of want to go up. And a lot of people have trouble when they're doing a money piece in this area because they don't know if they should go on a diagonal, if they should do a straight back, should they get the money piece, should they leave it out. So I like to go on a diagonal, but then my first foil will be in the widow's peak. So as you can see, just make sure that first weave that you pick up is part of her widow's peak. So also what I'd like to add is not only as I reach the crown of Caroline's hair, I'm keeping my highlights further away from the new growth as I get back, but also my sectioning will be further apart as well. So as you move up, your sectionings will be tighter, then you will skip more hair. They will be further apart on your sectionings, and the enlightener will go further from the new growth. It'll go further down from the mid shaft and ends. So remember, when you're going back, there's two things to remember to do: your sectioning and your application of the enlightener. So in this area, this is going to be my dark. So I want to, even when I do my all over color, this area is where I'm going to be pulling a lot of my natural back down into the hair, because I want this dark to give me a great backdrop for these highlights to fall over and make them pop. Because as you can see, her hair is starting to separate right here. And so when this is curled, it'll be a ribbon of blonde with the dark backdrop. It'll make this blonde really pop. Okay, as we get to the top of Caroline's hair, going to be working a little bit further off of the new growth area, still doing a tease, a weave, and a tease. And I'll show you a trick. I don't want these sections, I want it very diffused. So if I see that there's an area that has a little too much, you can always take it out. And sometimes here I may do like V's and W's, but as Shinefinity, it does fade fairly quickly. And so as it fades, I want Caroline to look like she still has highlights, so that even in a month from now, month and a half, when it fades off, it still gives her a lived-in color and some of these highlights peek through. So I'm going to add my depth with a color melt and less with my application. So as I put this in, as I get further to the back, I want to leave more depth. So what I'll do is I'll slide my fold down slightly, take a little bit of a conditioner or a mask on your brush, and I just blend that into my enlightener, and it gives me a nice little color melt with the highlights, with the enlightener. So as you can see, I'm closer to the new growth, and as I come up, I'll get a little bit further away, a little bit further away, and then as I'm here, I'm almost a ½ inch away. And then I'll be a 3/4 of an inch, and then an inch once I reach the back. So this is our model Caroline. We did a few little highlights around the front of her face, a little money piece and some on the side. And then we looked down for me, Caroline. And then we came back with a level 6 for her shadow root. But before we did the shadow root, we went ahead and glossed her with a level 9 with a green base. It's our new formula by Color Coach. It's our Trendy mushroom. And then we came back with a level 6, same formula in Trendy mushroom, and pulled it through the back of her hair and kind of brought it down to cover up some of her old blonde from this summer and give her a little bit more depth. And I think it turned out fantastic.